10:52 p.m. So we have an Aries full moon. We also have Mars, which is direct, has gone direct. It was in retrograde. Uh, Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is sort of the warrior god, warrior planet, and it's all about action. So there's leaves in the screen. Happy fall, by the way. Saturday was the equinox, so I'm pulling leaves out of my phone. So we have Mars going direct, which is a very passionate energy. It's all about getting things done, taking action. We have the Sun in Libra at 1 degree, which represents balance and peace in relationships. We also have Mercury in Libra at 5 degrees. So Mercury is about balance Libra is about balance. Mercury is about communication. So we want to have balance and communication with our relationships, whether it's family, friends, relationships, on a romantic level, work relationships, all those sorts of things. It's important to think about the balance that we have with those things right now. So this is a time where we're going to think about communication, teamwork, relationships, and compromising. Aries is a natural leader, a go-getter, and they're also somebody that's able to easily motivate others. So you want to really harness that Aries energy and work on relationships and work on maybe possibly leading situations. If you feel like there's something you feel strongly in, people will really jump on board with your cause right now. We also have Chiron at 0 degrees in Aries as well, and Chiron is the wounded healer asteroid, so this is going to bring about a lot of healing. Chiron can also bring about some issues with worrying about things that have happened in the past and whether or not if we take action it's going to hurt ourselves. So there's a potential to get too in your head thinking that it's something you can't do and to be too hard on yourself and thinking that you're not capable. But if you can work past this and know that, you can change things from the way they were in the past, and that'll actually be a really healing experience for you to be able to work through that. So Chiron is going to be a difficult aspect of this moon, but if we can work through it, it's going to feel really powerful and quite amazing if we can work past those mistakes or those regrets from the past. And the ways we've been hurt. So really working through that shadow aspect is important during this moon. And I'll go into another aspect too, which is important for that. So we have this fiery energy from the Aries. It's a good energy to channel to get things done, but we have to work past a couple of things in order to do that. So it's going to be a pretty transformative full moon at that. We also have a mystic rectangle in the chart for this full moon. We have the moon sextile with the South Node, Mars, and Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius. So Black Moon Lilith is going to be another difficult aspect of this moon. She's going to cause your inner critic to be blaringly loud. So while Chiron is going to make you think that you can't do things and that it's too painful, Black Moon Lilith is going to tell you at the same time that you're not enough. That what you are isn't enough. It's going to be a time where you're possibly comparing yourself to others, thinking, wow, they did this amazing thing, but I couldn't possibly do that, and I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not as good as this other person, or I'm not as good enough in general. So this is going to be something that's going to be difficult to work through. So there's definitely going to be things that come up which cause us to really challenge ourselves and get into sort of our deepest fears and our deepest self-confidence issues during this moon. And if we can work through them, it's going to be really cleansing and powerful for us, for the person we are now, for the person we were in the past, and the person that we will be in the future is going to be healed immensely through this. So it's all about overcoming your fears and your self-doubt. It's a time when you want to act now, and you want to act despite these fears. And that's what true strength and true bravery is. It's not being fearless, it's working through fears and acting anyway. So we have Mars and Black Moon Lilith forming a trine with the Sun and Mercury in Libra. This is going to be a time when you're going to have good energy for coming to an agreement with a person or a group of people. It's going to be a good time to make sales. Maybe you're selling your car. Maybe you're, a business owner, and all of a sudden sales start booming. Who knows? It's also a good time to create something beautiful. And that's going to have to do with relationships and building partnerships. which is all about sort of this Libra balance with relationships. We also have sextile with the North Node in Leo at 2 degrees. It's a good time for building relationships that are beneficial to you. But knowing at the same time, so we have a balance here, that you can do everything on your own. You could do everything on your own, but having another person or a group of people to back you up is going to be really, really beneficial for you at this time. It's going to save you a lot of energy. So it's not that you're not capable of doing whatever it is on your own. It's not like Black Moon Lilith would want you to think like you're not enough on your own, because you are. But it's helpful to have other relationships, and they can help us to achieve our goals when we meet people that want to go in the same direction or that have the same ideals as us. That's what all this whole full moon in Aries is all about taking action. And you can be the leader in the situation, but just getting people to join your cause is really amazing. And at the same time, being able to communicate with those people, right, with Mercury, and being able to listen to their needs and their wants while creating this beautiful thing together, whatever it may be, that works for everybody involved, not only helps you and the people involved, but everybody else that it comes across, whatever this is that you're creating in your own life right now. So you want to think about causes that you want to support, and you can really create something that would help humanity. We also have Venus 8 degrees in Scorpio. So obviously Venus is like the planet of love. We have trine with Neptune in 14 degrees in Pisces, which is all about imagination and intelligence. And imagination is absolutely a form of intelligence. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. It's going to be a time when we can really articulate difficult emotions. So if you have been feeling something for a long time that you can't quite put your finger on or can't quite figure out how to speak about, you're going to be a real wordsmith right now when it comes to emotions and telling people what you need in any relationship, whether it's a business relationship or a personal relationship. It's going to be a good time when you can explain how you feel and what you need out of that relationship. It's a good time to speak your truth, because your truth is going to come out very strongly right now, but also in a way that other people can understand. It's not going to, sometimes when we try to speak our emotional truth, it comes out in a way that only we can understand. But with Mercury direct and all of these other aspects, it's going to be a time when we can articulate our emotions in a way that other people can comprehend and that they can hopefully have empathy for. But at the same time, the moon is in Mars, and Mars can be pretty fiery, so there could be arguments that get brought up. But if you're able to really take some time to sit with things before you say them, and don't speak out of anger, speak out of love, it's going to be very helpful during this moon. There's a lot of stuff going on, so I have a good deal left to go through. We have Jupiter in 21 degrees in Scorpio, which is opposing midheaven in Taurus. So Scorpio is all about like your subconscious, your emotions, a lot of like hidden things, sort of secrets. And then Taurus is very grounded. So this is going to be a good time to communicate your feelings and the things you want to change in the world. Maybe these things that you couldn't put to words before that are in your subconscious are going to come to the surface now. And you're going to really be able to change the world. And it's maybe your own personal world that's going to be changing, but it could also be the whole world at large. It could be really the start of a chain of events that changes the world. And sometimes change starts within. So start there. It's really a time when you can do a lot. We also have Uranus in 1 degrees in Taurus, which is about taking charge and standing strong. So we have a lot of Taurus energy going on, which allows us to kind of dig our hooves into the dirt and stand strong about the things that we believe in. So it's a really, really powerful time to take a stand right now. We also have Saturn in 2 degrees in Capricorn. So Capricorn represents a time that would be good for new projects or a new direction with a project or a business possibly. It's a good time for leadership again. So this really is, again, a good time to step up and lead, again, with the Mars energy that's kind of overshadowing this whole full moon, or shining on this whole full moon, I should say. It's a time when timing is really important. So time for some people that are really in tune may seem to sort of slow down or stand still. and you can really get a lot accomplished with that Aries energy during this time. But Capricorn rules time in general, so it's going to be a pretty interesting aspect here. Saturn in Capricorn. It's a time when a lot of people are going to start waking up about their careers and what they really want out of life. Maybe realizing that it's not all necessarily about the salary, but about also what makes them happy. Maybe realizing that what they're doing is not what they're meant to do in this life, and that maybe they should follow something they're more passionate about. It's going to really bring a lot of feelings up for people about work. There's a lot of stuff about career during this full moon. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling that strongly at the moment. And relationships as well is a very strong aspect of this moon. It's a good time to connect with spirit and ask yourself what you want in all things, in career and relationships. And it's a time you're going to really be able to stand in your own power. Stand in the powerful warrior energy of Mars and Aries, but then also having that Taurus energy going on to put your hooves in the ground and stand strong with what you believe in. We also have Venus energy, which is all about love. So really hoping that we can come from a place of love with all of these stances that we're taking. That's a time when you may be starting a new project or venture with a partner, not necessarily alone, although I really want to remind you that anything you're doing you could do alone. It would just be more difficult, take up more of your time, and sort of wear you out a little more at the end of the day. So there's really nothing wrong with having someone who's on the same page with you join in on a project that you both believe in, as long as you can communicate beforehand and really speak about both of your needs and what direction you both see it going in. So we had the equinox on Saturday. Happy fall. This is a time when we're moving into the cardinal sign. There's a drop in the magnetic field, and it's a very powerful time for people that are sensitive. I myself am a highly sensitive person, so I feel these sorts of things strongly, and I don't always know necessarily what exactly is going on. So maybe for anybody else that's sensitive and might be watching this video, if you're feeling things a little bit strangely, a little bit different than normal, or you're having sort of more extrasensory experiences like visions, or you feel like you're being contacted by other people, you should know that especially at this time of the year, between seasons and with this magnetic field dropping, we have the veil starting to become thinner and thinner in order for us to access the other side and other dimensions. It's the end of September right now, and soon, within about a month, we have Halloween, which the whole idea is the idea of Samhain, the spirit world, being able to contact the living world. It's really a quite incredible time, and it's a time when we can really connect to our ancestors, connect to our higher self, to our guides, and to just all these other dimensions. We can get really in tune with ourselves and realize sort of that this world is not all that there is, and that there's a whole lot more than that out there, and there's a whole lot more than that within ourselves as well. So make sure that you are really listening to yourself and taking time out. As always, it's a good time to slow down, listen to your emotions, because especially in the days before the full moon, because as soon as we have this Aries full moon, we're going to have a lot of energy to go out and get things done. It's also always, as a full moon, it's a time, it's the peak of the cycle right before a new cycle when the energy subsides. So get that last burst of energy out, really get that Aries stuff going, and prepare for a really incredible release. Write down lists of anything that you want to release, any energies that won't serve you moving forward, anything that's going to get in the way of the action that you're going to take. So it's an interesting moon because full moons are always about release, but we also have this idea of action. But the sun is in Libra, so we can balance the release with the action with the sun in Libra at this time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, always feel free to ask. If you have any requests for other videos, please let me know. I have quite a few ideas of things I'm going to be doing in the future. So let me know if you have any other ideas. And thanks always for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed. And I will see you soon. Blessed be.